The thing about silence is, it's never really silent. Out there, in the old junkyard at the edge of town, the silence had a sound. It was the scrape of rusted metal in the wind, the skitter of something you never quite saw, and this hollow feeling in your chest. That's where I found him, or, I guess, where he decided to find me. I wasn't supposed to be there. Chasing a story, they call it. A ghost story about this place. But the only ghost I found was him. A shadow, tucked between the skeleton of an old Chevy and a mountain of bald tires. All matted fur and eyes so wide you could see the whole broken world reflected in them. He wasn't a puppy, he was used. A German shepherd, or at least he used to be. Now he was just a collection of ribs and fear. He didn't growl, didn't even move. He just watched. Like he was waiting to see what kind of hurt I was going to bring. I'm not a soft guy. I've seen some things. But something about the way he held himself, this proud animal reduced to a phantom. It got to me. I crouched down, slow, my knees popping in the quiet. I talked to him. Just nonsense. "Hey, buddy, you stuck out here all alone?" His ears twitched, but that was it. A fortress of distrust. I came back the next day, left a can of tuna I'd picked up from the gas station. It was gone in an hour. I watched from my car. He ate like a thief, gulping it down, eyes darting everywhere. This became our ritual. Me showing up after work. Him appearing from the shadows. I named him Ghost. Seemed fitting. For weeks, it was just me talking to a creature that wouldn't come within 10 feet of me. My friends thought I'd lost it. "You're feeding a feral dog? Man, that thing's gonna rip your hand off." But I knew. I saw it in his eyes. It wasn't wildness. It was memory. He remembered kindness, and he remembered the betrayal that came after. He was calculating the risk. Then, the storm hit. One of those late summer monsters that turns the sky green and tears the world apart. The wind was howling like a banshee, and all I could think about was that junkyard, the scrap metal becoming shrapnel, him huddled and terrified. I drove out there, the rain so heavy my wipers were useless. I crashed through the gate, my headlights cutting through the downpour. I called his name. "Ghost!" The wind stole the word right out of my mouth. I found him, shivering, soaked, pressed against that old Chevy, trying to find shelter where there was none. This time when I approached, he didn't back away. He looked at me, and for the first time, it wasn't just fear in his eyes. It was a question, a plea. I knelt in the mud, the rain plastering my hair to my face. I held out my hand not to offer food, but to offer me a choice. Come with me or stay in this hell. He hesitated. The storm raged around us, a final test. Then he took one step, then another. He was trembling so hard I thought he'd fall apart. He slowly, carefully, stretched his neck forward and pressed his wet nose into my palm. It wasn't a nuzzle, it was a signature, a contract. In that single, cold touch, he was saying, "Okay, I trust you. Don't make me regret it." Getting him in the car was a process. Every sound spooked him, but he did it. He sat in my passenger seat, dripping mud and rainwater, and he stared straight ahead like he was watching his old life disappear in the rearview mirror. That was a year ago. The dog sleeping at my feet right now, that's not the ghost from the junkyard. That's Duke. It took months, months of patience, of him flinching at raised voices, of him having nightmares on the rug next to my bed, but piece by piece, the dog he was always meant to be came back. He's not a ghost anymore. He's solid. He's real. When I come home, his tail hammers against the floor like a woodpecker on caffeine. He has a favorite squeaky toy, a goofy lopsided run, and he snores like a chainsaw. They say I saved him, and I guess on paper I did. I got him out of the rain. But what they don't get is that he saved me right back. He dragged me out of my own junkyard. The one I'd built in my head, full of cynicism and quiet isolation. He taught me about second chances. Not the kind you're given, but the kind you have the courage to take. That's the thing about a broken creature. They don't just need a handout. They need a witness. Someone to see their scars and not look away. someone to sit in the silence with them until the silence isn't so scary anymore. And when they finally decide to trust you, it's the loudest, most powerful sound in the world. It's the sound of a lock clicking open after a lifetime of rust. It's the sound of a heart starting to beat again. If this story touched you, please consider sharing it. It might just inspire someone else to take a chance on a rescue animal. Thank you for watching.